This is a tutorial by a infamous dynamic inverse curl. Very unique machine that we have here at Iron Wolf Fitness. Again, we get a lot of questions about this, so we'll show you how to use it, set up some of the few points to make it feel much more natural and give you the best way to set up for feeling the most contraction during your set. So there are, like I said, quite a few moving parts in this machine. Sometimes it could be a little bit intimidating if you've never used this before. So first things first, this machine, it is a counterbalance machine. So what that means is the more weight we add, the easier it is to perform your set. So keep that in mind. So unlike many other machines, here it's a good thing to load more weight rather than less, because once again it's going to be easier because the weight of the plates will counterbalance it for how this machine is performed. So the loading horn is going to be on the side on the right, so that's the first thing. Next set of adjustments, we'll talk about it here on the right, and is this chest support pad. And what it does, it allows that chest pad to move up and down, once again depending on your height and your biomechanics, kind of what you're looking for. This will let you do that. So we want to have the chest pad supported, or at least the position to be in. Want to be right about our mid chest level. That's usually going to feel the most comfortable for most users. But once again, you're going to have to kind of play around with it, adjust to see what feels good to make you connect with that set as you're performing. The next couple of points of adjustment we're going to talk about are these rolling pads, and this will allow you comfortably place those knees on a pad where it best sits. So once again, for you to feel the most connected with the exercise. So one of them is the pin in the back, where it allows to move the pad up and down. We have learned that most people don't really need to adjust that. Most people can sit with it with one position. But the next one, which is a little bit more important, and we do see people tend to adjust this quite often. And once again, this will depend on, how the length of your shin. Somebody taller, shorter will have to adjust this. So there's a pin in the front, right in front of the pads, and this allows the pads to move back and forth. Once again, because we want the knee planted directly on the pad. If it's in front or behind, you might have to adjust these pads. So now that we have talked about the loading horn, we talked about the engagement of the chest support pad and where it needs to be sitting. Also with these rolling pads, we'll go ahead and show you how to perform the exercise to kind of put it all together, just in case if you have any further questions. Now that we have the machine loaded with 3 45-pound plates on the side, we'll show you how to use this machine, just in case you guys have any further questions to kind of put it all together. So the way we're going to get in it, we're going to place our knees on this pad. We're going to slide our feet in between the rolling pads. It might feel a little bit unstable or unsecured, but I promise you it's pretty much stuck in there, and you won't, your feet won't come out. It might feel a little scary for the first time if you've never used an inverse curl, but this is what it's going to look like. So now we have adjusted our pad right about our chest level. You can have your arms wrapped around the pad and holding it, or you might see some people have the pad in front of them just like this and having their hands almost like in a push-up position. You don't want to use your hands. Once again, you want to isolate the hamstring for what is intended. So once you get yourself in a position, I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll with it. I'm going to come down. I'm going to feel the stretch in the hamstring. I'm going to come back up just like that. This is the part where I mentioned this could be a little bit scary for the first couple times once you get used to it. But once you get used to it and you feel comfortable with it, I promise you it's not as scary as it looks like or it feels like initially. So if you guys have any other questions, just let us know at Iron Wolf Fitness and we'll help you out.